So with so much developments happening, it is important that you get your eligibility letter, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get it. But before we get into the video, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Ensure that you subscribe so that you're not missing out on any new development or any new information. And if you are already a subscriber, welcome back to another video. Now, it is important if you're property hunting to make sure that you have your eligibility. Some call it eligibility letter, some call it pre-approval or pre-qualification letter. So it is important that you have that in advance, because this will give you an advantage and let the persons that you're buying the property from know that you are serious about buying the property from them. And a matter of fact, most of the developments nowadays, they want to know that you have a pre-qualification. They require you to have a pre-qualification letter. So let me tell you how to, first of all, what is a pre-qualification letter? So the pre-qualification letter or pre-approval is a document from the lender, and it states that the lender is tentatively willing to lend you up to a certain loan amount. Now with NHT, this is called eligibility letter. So what is required for you to get this eligibility / pre-approval / pre-qualification letter, along with the possibility of what if the NHT that you're borrowing from, for example, is not sufficient enough to be able to cover the cost of the house that you're buying. So what if the amount NHT is lending you is not enough? What else can you do? Don't give up. We will tell you exactly what you can do. So let us look at NHT. To get an eligibility letter from NHT, you will need to provide your NIS and TRN, your last 3 months pay slip, verification of gross income and contribution letter from present and past employer, if it is that you have changed jobs, valid identification such as your current passport, national ID or driver's license, and they also require your birth certificate. So that is what you need in order to get an eligibility letter from NHT. Once all the documents are provided, the eligibility letter is provided on the same day at the same time and carries an expiration date of 6 months. So the eligibility letter may be requested at the customer service unit or the mortgage information unit at any of their branches. Now, for other financial institutions, their requirements may be a bit different. Now, for some of them, they may require your income letter from your employer, your last 3 months pay slip. If you're a commission, it will be 12 months, your government issue ID, and your TRN. So those will be what some institution would require to give you the pre-approval / pre-qualification. And remember, with NHT, you get eligibility letter. With the banks, you may get pre-qualification or pre-approval letter. Now, as you know, 2023 NHT is lending up to 6.5 million Jamaican dollars. So 2 persons coming together would get 13 million Jamaican dollars. Now we know, based on what is happening, we're seeing where that is difficult to even purchase a property for 13.5 million Jamaican dollars, as the costs that are out there is way above that amount. So that leads us to the point where you may have to get additional finance from other institutions. So what the other financial institution will do is, some of them will you can borrow through them and get your NHT mortgage, and then they will give you the difference based on how much you can afford, and they will lend you the difference based on your salary. So this is all dependent on your salary. So if it is NHT is only lending you $6.5 million and your salary can manage to borrow more, you would go to another financial institution and they will complete all the paperwork for you, and they would tell you the difference based on their assessment, based on the documents that I've mentioned before. They would let you know how much more you can afford in terms of financing from them. So So for some persons, they may get 6.5 from NHT, and they can get another 6.5 or even more based on their salary. So you would combine that, and then you would know how much money you can afford in order to buy the property that you're looking for. So it may sound simple, but it is important if you're property hunting to ensure that you get your eligibility / qualification / pre-approval letter, because most institutions are asking for it, and you want to make sure that once there's something that comes up, and trust me, things always coming up, you want to ensure that at least you have an idea of how much you can afford. And to know this, you just go to the banks, follow these processes that I've mentioned, and ensure that you get your pre-qualification letter, so you are ahead of the game in knowing how much money you can afford and what type of house to look for, whether you're going up to the upscale environment or you're going to a low middle income environment to purchase a property. It will give you an idea of exactly where you need to land in terms of property hunting. Now, what I also want to add is that if you are property hunting within a NHT scheme, then they usually do 100% financing. Otherwise, it is prudent to ensure that you have at least 10% of the deposit as cash. So whatever property you're buying, whatever the cost is, ensure that you have 10%. Let me also know in the comments if there's anything else that you think we should consider, or you should consider when you're property hunting, that you need to ensure that you have in advance. Remember to subscribe to stay tuned to more informative information and upcoming development. Continue to enjoy the view of this beautiful neighborhood, and I'll see you in my next video.